The animation studio that brought you beloved family classics has now introduced a streaming service, Disney+. And now, from the same community that brought you Reactaholics podcast, comes a new show where we discuss Disney Plus content old and new. Disney Plus Pals. Welcome to Disney Plus Pals.
And go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this fine Friday, August 28th, 2020. I don't know why I said the year. I did. But you know what happened on this date? This is the day we finally got it. The brand new... Oh, it's your dad's birthday.
Hey! Happy birthday to you!
That is definitely a good thing. But another good thing is that the new Phineas and Ferb movie came out today. And I was really excited. I can't wait to talk about all of the songs. They got busted. They got all these cool things in it. I'm ready.
Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties and delays, and because we're real jerks, we have shifted the schedule to Toy Story the Musical for this session.
What? Toy Story the Musical?
You heard me. Toy Story the Musical.
So not Phineas and Ferb.
That has to wait for another day. The time.
So wait, are you talking about that one where, like, Ham is a costume and Rex is, like, a guy on stilts and there are monkeys all...
The same!
I don't wanna.
But we did, and we were going to talk about it, and we're going to do it now, because we gotta get it over with.
Can't make me.
You got a friend in me.
Stop this.
You got a friend in me.
Alan, fuck you!
When the road looks rough ahead, and you're 1,000 miles from your nice farm bed. Not that he's in the musical, it's based on number 1. Just remember what your old pal said. You got a friend in me.
So Charisse is going to be a silent observer. She has not seen the play. She's innocent in all this. Me and Callum have. And me more so than Callum because I saw this live.
I'm impressed that you did.
Well, on a Disney cruise ship, I had very little to do. And
yes, that actually exists. I'm more impressed that this is on a cruise ship.
I mean, there was, like, look, it's a good cruise ship. I'm not going to insult the Disney Cruise Line. But I was like a teenager. So there wasn't a ton for me specifically. There were pools, there were slides. You do all those in a couple of days, you get bored. So I watched every one of these, like, live shows they had. I saw stuff like Villains Tonight, The Golden Mickeys, which weirdly had a Hunchback of Notre Dame song in it.
Nice.
And Toy Story the Musical, among others. But these were, like, the big ones. And I gotta tell you, it's fucking weird.
Yeah. It's one thing to have a musical based on one of Pixar's probably greatest movie, but it's another thing to have it presented the way that it was.
I mean, I don't think it's bad, but it's weird and kind of unnecessary, especially compared... Okay, so a little bit of behind the scenes. There were 2 options for this. Because Finding Nemo the Musical at Disney World or Disneyland or wherever did incredibly well. So because of that, they were like, okay, we're going to make another. We can either make a Toy Story musical or a Pirates of the Caribbean musical.
A Pirates of the Caribbean musical.
And I'm so sad they didn't pick that, because I would kill to see that.
On the cruise ship.
Yes! Just imagine Jack Sparrow up there singing a song. It's
on the sea.
The seaweed is always greener in someone else's lake.
Poor unfortunate souls. In pain. In need.
You've got a friend in me, Will Turner.
Have you seen my friends on the other side?
Barbosa's getting a lot of songs here. Really, that's the best part of Pirates of the Caribbean, the musical. Really made the character of Barbosa new levels. New levels.
Wouldn't it be funny if Pirates of the Caribbean had a heavy metal theme?
Today! Yeah, you almost cut! Jack Sparrow.
Our friend Kyler would love that.
Oh, I love metal music too. I'd be into that.
All right. What have we got here? Are you wanting me to read the musical numbers from the list I looked up from the Disney Wiki?
No. Just say what Charisse said.
Oh, pardon me. What Charissa said. Sorry, I wasn't listening because I have a terrible habit of listening. Okay. So Charissa said, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh yeah, Poor Unfortunate Souls. Before that, she said, I've never seen this before. I heard about it, but never seen it. Lucy, Lucky. I wish I could go on a Disney cruise ship. We all wish that. Villains Tonight. I always wanted to see that one. I'm crying right now.
I mean, Villains Tonight is available online, Therese. So if you would like to see it, you can.
This Toy Story musical was also available online. So that's how Neil showed it to me in the first place.
Yeah, Callum saw it because literally the day I showed it to Callum was like there was a canceled recording or something. Me and Callum were just hanging out, you know, like friends, I guess. And then I was like, hey, Callum, want to see Toy Story the musical? You know, as if I were selling him drugs.
Hey, want to sniff that musical? Hey, want to sniff it?
Hey, are you a sad little man?
Hey, you want to be a toy? Want to be a toy? Got a friend of me, boy. Got a friend of me.
And to say it was weird was
an understatement.
Oh, but one of the good things about this, and all of the Broadway Disney shows for that matter, which is why I will sometimes just go and rewatch them because they are fairly short. They're only like an hour each.
Yeah, I've got fond memories of seeing like a Lion King production in Disneyland Paris.
Oh, I said Broadway. I mean the cruise ship shows.
This Disneyland Paris show only lasted about, 10 minutes or half an hour. Anyone could come in and out, and Simba and Pumbaa were commentating, and it was fun for what it was, but it's not a true theatrical Lion King experience. It's a full Broadway show I remember seeing in the West End Theatre at London, but of course, we're not here to talk about Broadway. We're all talking here, for better or for worse, about the cheaper approach that they sometimes make.
Couldn't we talk about a Phineas and Ferb Broadway musical? Can't we just make one of those? Do we have to talk about this?
I wonder if that exists. That would be so much fun if it did.
Well, there was a live show, but it was never like on Broadway. And I guess we're done.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow. That's what my baby said. I'm just imagining it now.
The costumes are scary, like legitimately scary.
Seeing Phineas is a key.
Isabella and Candace were like the scariest ones because
Candace was the scariest one? I thought Phineas would be the scariest one.
Phineas is creepy, don't get me wrong. But at least Phineas is a mask. Like, he's clearly a character. With Candace, they just gave her big, bulgy eyes and used the actress's face and a wig. It's really unsettling. So, let's just get past the creepiness and go into a milder creepiness. We have Toy Story the Musical. According to the Disney Wiki, it says, was a rock musical based on the critically acclaimed PIXAR film Toy Story, #1. Is it
Sure.
rock, though. Is it rock? These songs don't really sound rocky to me.
It says rock musical, even though it's not that particularly rocky.
Just specifically remember the To Infinity and Beyond song where it's like, as a boy, I had a dream. And it's not rock music.
Anyway, it must be rock. It says here the show was directed by Los Angeles-based director Stefan Malvinsky, choreographed by New York-based choreographer Warren Adams, 55-minute musical, 6 original songs written by Valerie Vigoda and Brendan Milburn.
Wow. That's a lot more effort than we usually put into the show.
The musical follows the film storyline faithfully, with certain theatrical liberties taken, especially in the scenes involving Sid and the mutant toys. Okay.
So with that, let's walk through that story. So it opens Actually, I don't remember that piece of music in the musical.
We're being more faithful than this musical.
Yeah, look at us. We're not even Woody and Buzz. Or are we? But so we start in by opening on Andy playing with Woody. And
clearly played by a woman, but good for her.
Yeah, no, it's a woman, but it's okay. Like, it's a cruise ship. An actual kid. So I think the girl they got was fine. Sid's a girl too, which was a little weird to me, but she really plays it up, and I like it.
Wait, Charisse just said, I guess because of child labor laws? What?
Yeah, that's probably why.
What? Why child labor?
Well, because they're gonna get a kid, just got child labor laws. Okay. So, in this version, Andy sings.
Fine, it's funny. It's really funny, Charisse. It's fine. I forgive you.
It's Andy sings "Friend and Me" as he's holding Woody. Then he puts him away, and we're introduced to all of the different costumes. None of them are all that great. I think Slinky's was the most impressive to me because he actually uses the spring.
What I really liked about this musical, despite being of weird quality, was the fact that you see Andy playing with the toys, and then they minuscule the scale by switching from Andy's perspective to the toys' perspective deeper into the stage by seeing, okay, here's the toy chest here. Now here's the toy chest from this perspective. Okay, now you see all the toys coming out and messing about. That was really creative, and I admire the creative use of scale as well as the costumes, because it's really impressive, especially with the amount of detail. Like Woody's hair looks genuinely plastic, as well as the makeup and all the costumes. Even Mr. Potato Head, Rex, it all looks pretty authentic.
Woody's hair. I remember we made a lot of jokes about how plastic he looked, but it worked. It looked like Woody. Like if I saw a guy in that costume at a cosplay convention, I would totally take a picture with him. He looks so good. I think they should probably have like the people in the parks wear that costume where you don't have to wear a big ass thing over your head instead of the parks. Especially in Buzz's case, because Buzz in the parks has this really weird thing going on with his like shoulders and his arms, and it does not look comfy.
Oh boy.
But yeah, this is good costume design. I think Rex and Ham look a little weird, but they obviously got Wallace Shawn to come back. So
oh, did they?
I like it. Yeah, that's his voice. At least it sounds like his voice. Anyways, they sing, the story, so it's pretty much just beat for beat Toy Story.
They did get Wallace Shawn back, yes.
Specifically the song, like, this is the big song. This is the Seize the Day, if you will. After Woody and
the sort of song, yeah,
are introduced, it's established it's Andy's birthday, and we get a new song where Woody's trying to calm everybody down because they're like, we're going to get replaced. It's a birthday. We're going to get replaced. You know, Toy Story. And Woody sings a song called That's Why We're Here, essentially saying, hey, it doesn't matter if we're like the #1 toy or if we're like played with all the time. All that matters is that we're here for Andy. Woody's a hypocrite.
Yeah, of course, it leads to some great character building, but as we'll see, I can understand the cheapness of it, but the whole show feels like Toy Story on fast forward.
Indeed, it's an hour long, and it's much shorter than the movie. But right after that song, there's a little bit of hijinks with the soldiers and stuff. They have the weird... Okay, so when you saw the musical, you wouldn't know this from the video online. But when you go to see the musical, they tell you before it starts, hey guys, when Woody points to the audience and says, hey, toys up on the shelf, that's your job to interact with Woody. So you need to cheer and do whatever he says. But in the musical, he literally just goes, toys on the shelf, are you okay? We clap, and then he's done. He doesn't talk to us ever again. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that me and Wheezy are up there on that shelf, collecting dust and dying.
It's like, as Charissa just pointed out, it's like Peter Pan telling kids to clap your hands to believe in fairies. Yeah, imagine Peter Pan doing that, but it's clapping for his own self-ego rather than Tinkerbell's life. Think of it like that.
It only happens one time. And like the reason you have to clap during Peter Pan, another show I've seen live, with Kathy Rigby, love her. The reason you had to clap is because it gets you invested in Tinkerbell. Like, you're doing something to help a character come back. And obviously...
Fairies! Yeah.
It's still an activity that you're all doing. Woody's just like, hey, you on the shelf, you alive? Okay, cool. Back to the show, bitches.
Yeah, if you're going to implement interactivity like a pantomime, then really engage the audience, because part of the fun of a pantomime is to really get people involved, even getting them on the stage from time to time during the fun sequences. You can't just say, hey, watch out for this one part, only to have it some random bit out of context and then just leave it. One of the best examples is in Thomas the Tank Engine and the Magical Engine, where the magical conductor, played by, what's his name? The guy who played Makunga in Madagascar too.
That movie,
yeah,
I think.
Alec Baldwin, yeah. He said there's something, a warning about, but watch out, you're going to have to play a vital part later on in the movie. And then, out of context, in the movie, the Alec Baldwin character falls on some kind of sack of soft cushioning to soften his landing. He just randomly goes to the audience, oh, you must have done that! You did! And then he just goes out the rest of the movie, like, what?
I think they did that in a Wiggles movie, too, where it was like, can you tell us where to go find our friends? And the audience has no idea where they are. 5 minutes pass, they go find their friends.
Because at least with Dora the Explorer, they tell you to tag along in their journey and get you to do all these exercising movements for certain activities, tell you to watch out for Swiper and all these other things. It can be done right.
It's fake interactivity, but through the eyes of a child, at least you're doing something. And this is designed for kids. I didn't think we'd be looking this critical into it, but there you are.
You're stuffed up, Woody. You're stuffed up in the literal sense. Had to help Dad get back to bed because of his hip surgery. Oh, my mum's had a bit of a sore hip lately as well, actually.
So that's why we're here, is like the song that carries out throughout the musical. Like, it keeps popping up in reprises. But the next song, I believe, is To Infinity and Beyond, and this is the introduction to Buzz. You know the movie, Buzz is the flashy new toy that can glow in the dark. And yes, that costume glowed in the dark, which I thought was cool. And, you know, Toy Story happens. It's weird to review this because it's like, oh, it's Toy Story with songs, so we're going to look at all the songs. To Infinity and Beyond is just kind of weird. Like, it comes back later as a reprise as well. When Buzz finds out he's a toy, and he's like, no! You know, full-on Darth Vader. But here it's just like, he's like, as a boy, I had a dream. I didn't know what it could be. And he's explaining Space Ranger stuff. And it is weirdly catchy, but it also sounds like an anthem, which I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's kind of got this Superman theme, John Williams vibe to it, and they all go something along the lines of even with the raising of the fists.
It's like he's literally singing the code at the Space Rangers, which is weird to me, because that's the equivalent if I walked out on a stage and went, I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under all, indivisible. I don't know the rest. The Pledge of America in a very long time. But it's something which we stand indivisible for. It's something. I'm 22. I haven't been in school in a while.
I can look up the lyrics of the song if you like. I think it's right here.
No, I don't want this. The point is, I think To Infinity and Beyond is a fine song for Buzz, but much like the musical it comes from, it's weird. It's fine for what it is, and it is a little catchy, but it's weird and a little too high and mighty to get into. But don't worry, there are songs that are very easy to get into later.
Speaking of high and mighty, Woody, of course, is starting to get jealous.
Yeah, because Woody's a hypocrite. The bitch. You see, Woody is all like, well, guys, it doesn't matter if we're not the favorite. It's cool. Second, he's not the favorite. Oh, I gotta kill this guy.
So there's a whole song about Woody, about not being the favorite anymore. Even though maybe the musical should have taken advantage of some of the other Randy Newman songs from the musical, even though this one probably works to this musical, but you gotta understand there's other ones I've already been established that they may or may not want to take advantage of, like Strange Things Are Happening to Me, as well as Sailing No More with Buzz Lightyear, yeah.
Well, they got a new song to sort of replace Strange Things Are Happening. It's called One Toy. And it's about Woody being I think it's about Woody being like, it might not actually be called One Toy. Woody is just moping about Buzz. And then you hear Andy's mom go, Andy, why would she be yelling for Woody? Woody's not her kid. Andy, you can take one toy, sweetie. You can take one toy. So, at this point, Woody's all like, oh, one toy. And it'll be me. And this is when Woody decides to murder. And not murder, he's just trying to knock. But I gotta be real. I don't know what Woody was trying to do in the movie either.
I can explain. I think he was trying to get Buzz's attention towards the table and then just knock him off the side of the table. Fairly tame, but something that would temporarily get him out of the way and get his focus on Andy. But
Buzz is alive. He could have just walked out from the other side of the table.
That's what he did in the movie, just trying to knock him into the table. Yeah, he could have done that, but I think Andy was going to rise shortly. But I don't think Woody was planning too much ahead of whatever. I don't know. But either way, in the movie, he accidentally knocks down the pinvert, a jerk-faced Woody, to quote Charisse, yes. And then he sets off the globe to chase after him. The lamp gets knocked over and knocks Buzz out the window. That's what happens. So what happens in the musical again?
Musical, he turns on RC because it looks like he's about to use RC. By the way, RC is an actual roller coaster. It isn't roller coaster. RC is an actual like remote control car. So I think that's cool. But the thing I don't like about RC in this is Woody doesn't actually use RC to knock Buzz over. He just turns him on as if he's going to. Buzz sees him and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing, cowboy?" And then Woody's like, "Oh, nothing." Woody leans against the like fucking lamp, and then the lamp knocks Buzz out the window.
Well, you see,
Woody's a lot more blameless in the musical because, you know, in the movie he didn't mean to knock him out the window, but he meant to do something. Here he was gonna do something, didn't, and then the accident happened. It doesn't make sense.
You see, they can't have risky cars driving around the stage.
Callum. They could have had the car go forward and hit him. That's not what. It didn't even have to hit him. They could have just had it move. Or alternatively, have RC make like a loud noise, touch the lamp, and then the lamp fall.
And then the genie comes out.
Yeah. It's an Aladdin crossover. Ooh.
Hey, I just want a car to be a freaking racer. Throw me a bone here, Disney.
Why did you become Dr. Evil? What does that have to do with... Weirdly enough, another connection to Dr. Evil. This is kind of off topic, and no one else would care about this, but when I was on the cruise ship, it happened to be around Halloween time, and to start the show, the captain of the cruise ship came out. He was a bald man, and he was like, "Hey, you want to know what my Halloween costume is?" Because it was around Halloween. He takes off his glasses, puts his finger up, and goes, "Yup, Dr. Evil."
On the Disney cruise ship.
He acknowledged the existence of Dr. Evil. He didn't, like, give a quote where he's like, "Oh, you freaking jackasses, I want to go to space," or whatever.
On this cruise ship, I want sharks with freaking lasers on their freaking heads.
I want them to eat Woody. They're going to eat Woody on the cruise ship.
And I want one shark to take Woody's hat and go, "Hi, I'm a cowboy. Howdy, howdy, howdy."
And he got it. He got it in the movie, but he got it. So, God damn it. Buzz falls out the window. Woody's like, "Oh no, I'm a terrible person. Oh wait, Andy loves me." Good. Validation. Woody is okay with murder. Temporarily. So, Buzz is now covered in leaves. You've seen the movie. And he sneaks aboard. For no real reason? Like, couldn't he have just gone back in the door or something? I don't know.
Well, I mean, in the movie, I think they make it quite clear that Buzz somehow managed to get onto the car, climb on top, spot Woody, and then they have a brawl because Buzz knows that Woody was trying to get him out.
Well, that doesn't happen until they're at the gas station.
Charisse has just commented, "Deception, disgrace, Woody is not one of us."
Well, what happens next is a very classic scene. I don't think there's a song here until we get to Pizza Planet. And when we get to Pizza Planet, shit. Oh yeah, we also get an introduction to Sid, where Sid sings a little song. And Sid's is like called Make a Lot of Noise. And I fucking love Sid because he's like, I'm the Da Vinci of destruction. I'm the Van of violence. Like, I remember just sitting there loving the actress who was playing Sid. Like, dude, she's having a ball. She stuck on this cruise ship, and this was the most fun thing she was going to do all week.
Couldn't have picked a better job.
I really like Sid's song because it's so extra. He's literally like treating himself like a god. He's like, this is going to be great. Think what we can create. He's going nuts with it, and I love it. I love it so much. But we'll get back to Sid in a minute.
Now we have the Claw Gospel. Oh,
well, not yet. First, we're at the gas station, and you and me were disappointed with this part.
Oh, yeah, this part. This was hilariously bad. And it's really weird because Woody does do some decent shouting throughout the rest of the performance. So this is where the weirdness really comes in. I mean, this is one of the key pivotal moments that anyone can quote, even duplicated it in Cars with, "You are a car toy!" They even sold those little car toys that I managed to get. So the premise, of course, is Buzz.
So, Woody and Buzz are at the gas station, and Buzz has snuck up. He's like, lucky for you, we don't believe in violence on my planet. But we're not on my planet, are we? You know the scene. You know what's coming. Buzz talks about how Zurg is going to attack Earth. And if he doesn't get back to Star Command, everything is going to go wrong. And of course, in the movie, Woody just brilliantly, in such a funny way, "You are a toy!
You are the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You are a child's plaything."
It's one of the best rage moments ever put to film. And the musical, the guy's clearly trying, but he just goes, "You are a toy!"
I think I can do it better. I think it was along the lines of, "You are a toy." I can remember what. Hello, Boo. Boo.
It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. It was really disappointing because I remember me and Cal were just sitting there, and of course I had seen this before, but I forgot it. And even if I didn't forget it, it's possible the actor I got for Woody would have been different.
It is messed up, Charisse. It is very messed up.
Indeed, it's a sad world. But yeah, me and Callum were getting excited for it. We were like, oh, we get to hear this part. I wonder how they're going to do this. Like, you had GIF wrap for you a really funny scene, and I don't know. Bad delivery. Bad delivery.
Very soft core. It deserved the boo, which is strange because, again, he does do that quality of rageful shouting in other scenes, so what gives?
I know. It's weird. So anyways, by the way, the acting is, of course, somewhat stilted. Like, it's cruise ship acting. It's not the best. It's not the worst. They're all clearly trying, but they also did this like 8 times a week, so it's not bad, but it's a little bit like, okay. They finally go to Pizza Planet, and you've seen the movie. They find Andy, and they're about to jump in the like shopping cart because Woody's like, "Buzz, I found a rocket ship." But then Buzz sees a crane machine, like a claw machine, and it's shaped like a rocket. And this leads to one of the funnier jokes, probably one of the better songs, The Aliens. Oh my god, we were disappointed with, like, you are a toy, and you are a sad little man, but they delivered on the aliens. The aliens are clearly puppets, and there's a bunch of them. It does kind of look like a sea of them. And Woody and Buzz are stuck in there, And they have a gospel song.
On the claw, the crane thing that's meant to pick the toys up. Of course, in the movie, that's kind of the joke where the aliens dictate, the claw chooses who goes and who stays. Bless my soul, Buzz is on the roll, as Charisse says. And they have a gospel song for the claw in this musical.
It is literally... all the claw jokes aside, the song literally starts with them going, welcome, welcome. I'm ready. Take me, Woody. Take me. And they literally yell out, the claw! The claw! It's hilarious. It's weirdly catchy, and it sounds good. I legitimately like the claw gospel song. It's a little creepy towards the end where, like, you know, Buzz got chosen. Buzz is being lifted by the claw. Woody's like, no, Buzz, no! He tries to grab him. They start pushing Woody, and they're just going, the claw! The whole time! So obviously, Sid wins the skill crane, and he gets Buzz and Woody.
Also, one other thing, I'm quite impressed that they managed to safely and securely get Buzz and Woody to lift up to the air with attaching them to the claw and later on to the rocket very soon. So kudos for them for managing to pull that off.
It's just wire works. That's common.
Just point that out.
In a lot of their plays. Peter Pan is in one of the plays, and he teaches a girl how to fly. There's like an old man. Not an old man, but an older dude, like a dad. And he learns how to fly when he's hanging out with the Princess and the Frog characters. Peter Pan had already thrown pixie dust on him, but he didn't have his favorite memory yet, so he was stuck on a tree. That one's weird. But it's also sweet. So, we get a reprise of Make a Lot of Noise. Where fucking Sid comes out and, you know... I'm sorry, every time I think of it, I'm the Da Vinci of distraction. Violence. It's just... Okay, so...
You have to see it for yourself, folks.
It's I'm
wild.
telling you, like, Sid and all of the songs that Sid is a part of are, like, the best part of the musical. Specifically one later that we'll get to, which me and Callum both agreed was the best part. So, Woody and Buzz are taken to the Sid's house. This is where they discover really well put together Sid's, like, creation. Sid's broken toys. You see the dolly with the pterodactyl head.
Charisse also said Woody and Buzz picked up by the claw chanting sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice.
One of us. The claw kills all. Okay, so
nothing can stop the claws.
So, Woody and Buzz meet all of, like, the toys that got destroyed, including the hand with a spring, Ducky, you know, the buff Ducky guy.
Oh, yes.
The fucking fishing rod with Barbie legs. They're all there. And, of course, the baby crab claw thing. I don't know what else to call it except the baby crab claw thing. They're all there. They all look really good. And Sid has decided he's going to put the rocket on Buzz. He already has it. So he doesn't do it yet, I don't think. I think we get the whole thing where, like, Buzz and Woody are trying to escape. Buzz realizes he's a toy for a reprise of To Infinity and Beyond, which actually is part of a commercial for for an actual Buzz Lightyear toy. And, you know, this scene drags a little because it doesn't have Randy Newman's one song where he's like, no, it can't be true.
True. Fly it too.
Because I remember how real that drop fell when he hit the ground and then you saw his arm laying beside him. That does happen in this movie. I think we get Mrs. Nesbith, which is Buzz dressed up like a dolly. But he does get his arm back. No, actually, I remember. Oh, I was disappointed. No, Buzz just breaks his arm and then all the toys surround him. No Mrs. Nesbith. Sid's sister isn't even really in the movie, the musical. They just
potential.
Yeah, they fix his arm and then Sid puts the rocket on his back. Now Buzz is all mopey, and Woody's got to talk about how cool Buzz is. You know, just like the movie. Great scene in the movie. This one carries over a bit where he's like, hey, you're awesome, and they're singing the song. And then Woody gets all depressed, like, you're better than me, Buzz, go. And it's a reprise of That's Why We're Here. And Buzz has the line where he's like, you gotta buck up, cowboy. I don't remember the rest, but I just know, like, I remember we were watching it and I was like, did he just say you gotta fuck up, cowboy?
Buck up.
I legitimately thought the line was, you've been a fuck up, cowboy, but it's a cat. Because I'm cool. That's why we're here.
And Teresa just said, Buzz is gonna defy gravity. He shall become Elphaba.
Indeed. Something has changed within Buzz. Something is not the same.
Ba-da-dum.
He's Mrs. Nisbeth, and he's playing a Tea Party game.
Da-dum.
So, Buzz gets taken shortly after this. Oh, also, Andy is moving, so it's really important that they get to Andy. So when Buzz is taken, Woody meets with all of the toys, and he's like, I got it! We gotta break a couple rules, but we can do this. And this leads to the best scene in the thing.
Oh, yeah. This caught us off guard with how creatively surreal it got.
You off guard. I knew from the beginning this was the best scene in the play, and I kept telling you, just wait, just wait. So we get a pretty good recreation of the backyard scene where Sid's about to set off Buzz, and Woody shows up. His voice box is broken in the perception of, like, fucking Sid. So he just keeps talking. He, like, throws him in a box. And then actual creepy music plays. And Woody's head pops up from the box. And he's like, who ya calling busted, Buster? Sid goes, Woody? And Woody's like, damn straight, bitch. And then... This is really cool. So, the entire time there has been a screen behind the characters to sort of help with, like, the set and, like, the stage design. And whenever, of course, we're focusing on the toys, what's on the screen is very tiny. You know, we're getting, like, close-ups of, like, sandboxes and stuff. But we get one of those here. And instead of the toys just appearing and scaring Sid...
Like, just circling around him, maybe, like, pull him on the string, which would have been impressive.
Sid actually is now standing next to the toys.
He's shrunken down.
He's not actually shrunken down. This is, of course, just, like, to show us, the audience, what's happening. But it looks cool! So I don't care. Woody is, like, on top of the box he was in. And the song literally starts with, who you calling busted? That's right. I'm talking to you, Sid. Us toys are pretty disgusted. And then he sings a reprise of Make a Lot of Noise. Literally, all of the toys get a moment. Fishing rod with string hooks onto him, and then he gets stuck underneath of like the baby doll cloth and crab thing. Sorry, I fucked it up. The baby doll crab claw thing? I think that's what I called it. But he gets underneath of it and it's spinning, and the entire time Woody is being as sadistic as fucking Sid was earlier. He's literally going, "This is going to be great! Think what we could create! Now you have to learn." I can't remember the line, but it's like, you have to learn how to take care of your toys, or they'll make a lot of noise. Of course, this whole scene happens. It's so cool. Callum, talk about it. It's nuts.
And say, I just remember just thinking, okay, this is going to be the scene. I wonder how they're going to handle this. Cherie says, "Are you sure we're supposed to root for Woody?" Indeed, Woody might have become the villain in this scene because Sid, wild, crazy, overacting Sid, I thought they were just going to have Woody as a psychopath. Exactly, Cherie. So I thought they were going to have, that was the original concept of the original Pixar movie. They were going to have the toys surround him. I thought that was going to happen, but then they the set started to change. Just Sid became smaller. So what? My reaction went along when it went from Sid being of normal size to the toy size. I went from what? And then Woody just standing there, just singing the lines, and Sid's just being terrified by the now life-size toys. I'm just sitting there like, what?
It was weird. And literally, it ends with the meme line of like, they sing the song, and Woody goes, "Make a lot of noise," and then he looks Sid in the eyes and goes, "So play nice." And then Sid just screams and runs away. I feel you, buddy. You are no longer the Da Vinci of destruction. You are simply the dickbag who ran. The dickbag who dashed. That's a cool line. Am I still in the call? Hello?
You are. Don't worry, Sid. Don't worry, Sid. Harry Hook will avenge you. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Harry Hook walks out and he's like, "I'm a toy too." Of course. Of course, that's why he was so cartoony. There's a character in Zombies that I kind of want in a Harry Hook movie, but we'll get to that later. So, obviously, we got our ending here, where they light the rocket. Oh no, rockets explode! They go to the sky. The rocket explodes. They fall with style to infinity and beyond. Obviously, you can't create that magical scene of Woody just with his arms open, screaming to infinity and beyond on like stage. That scene will always have a very special place in my heart.
And in Pixar history in general, really.
I mean, that's when they like really became friends, and like Woody like experienced something most toys would never get to. He actually kind of flew. But they get in the moving truck. Unlike the movie, where they actually land in the car with Andy, they get in the moving truck. That whole chase scene with the dog does not happen.
Oh.
Yeah, as a kid, I missed it, but to be fair, we already got a really cool scene, so who cares?
Sid being shrunk to the size of toy size, that was trippy and awesome enough.
Wouldn't it have been funny if the like pterodactyl baby doll just walked up and ate him? Like, what? Like, this is gonna be whoa, dude!
It was at this point they came up with the idea, some kind of joke idea of toys rebelling back against the humans. And then I thought of an idea of an Attack on Titan figure attacking real humans.
No, 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 no.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Run, Woody, and Buzz, get to the truck.
Da-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Mr. Potato Head, like, really sucks. Mr. Potato Head is a dick in the first movie. He makes up for it in movie 3, but he is a dick in the first movie.
Hey, look, I'm Picasso.
They do the Picasso joke. They do all the iconic lines. Obviously, it's not as good as actual Toy Story, but I gotta admit, the songs are fun. And of course, they end on You've Got a Friend with Me. Well, You Got a Friend in Me. Bo Peep sings it. Bo Peep also looked really good costume-wise. Jesse and Bullseye are not in the play because they're just doing Toy Story 1. They all celebrate. It's a big old thing. And we're done. That is Toy Story, the musical.
And what a bizarre musical it was.
How do we rate this?
Well, actually, this Disney Wiki actually describes all the differences between the original and the musical. So, if you want me to read them out to you, I can do that.
Read us a few. Not all, but read us a few.
Okay, You've Got a Friend in Me was shortened. Some minor toys from the film were removed. Scene where the soldiers spy on the party was removed. Scene where Woody is knocked under the bed was removed. Buzz's cardboard box, oh yeah, that's a thing, has a red button that has to be pushed to be open. I wonder what toy brand would do that.
Cool.
That's the start. But the scene where Buzz and Woody argue about Buzz thinking he's a space ranger was shortened. One showing, however, made it longer, with the scene of Buzz saying Buzz looked an alien being added. Buzz shows the toys that he can fly was shortened. Moved. Let's see. Scene with the magic 8-ball was removed. The original film, Woody used the RC to set in motion a chain reaction, which accidentally sets Buzz out of the window. In the musical, Woody never uses RC, like he said. Buzz notices the remote control in Woody's hand, and Woody accidentally makes the lamp fall. Yep, as he said. Sid never gets a little green alien in the musical. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah, that is a thing. I didn't even... I forgot. Sid does get a green alien that he lets his dog eat.
Hannah, Sid's sister, was absent. Sid's reaction to the rain was changed. Oh yeah, when he couldn't light up the fireworks. What other significant change? We've been through most of them. Oh man, the Christmas ending scene was removed. Darn.
Oh, you're right. They don't actually get to the house in the movie. Andy just walks out and is like, I found my toys, yay! And then it's over. Toy Story, the music. How do we rate it, though? Like, obviously it's different from the movie. It's not as good as the movie, but it's definitely weirder.
Yes, it's weirder. So, for weird standards, how do we rate this? Or, here's a better question. How do you compare this to other Disney Cruise Line shows, Neil? You're the one with the first-hand experience. Please tell us.
Well, this one was one of the more complete stories. Like, a lot of them just, like, Villains Tonight and the Golden Mickeys are really just there as an excuse to, like, have a best-of track. Like, they sing songs from Hunchback of Notre Dame. They sing Little Mermaid. Villains Tonight is just an excuse to sing all the villain songs. Golden Mickey is just so they can sing some of their best-of songs. And they got another one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about Peter Pan teaching a little girl that, like, hey, it's cool. You gotta keep your imagination. You gotta be okay with being a kid.
Imagination is a gift.
That one has Under the Sea and like Let It Go and all that. So I don't know. I guess this is probably one of the better ones in terms of having a story. But at the same time, I think I liked Villains Tonight more just because Hades is really weird in that one and makes like Kardashian jokes.
Kardashian jokes?
And since Jafar doesn't have a villain song, he instead sings what I can only describe as a romantic duet with Iago, the parrot, where he says, "Oh, I appreciate you. You're my sidekick, and I love you." And it's hilarious. So I think out of all of them, my favorite was probably Villains Tonight. But this one's probably the best in terms of story. It's really a balanced thing.
Even though it's a fast-forwarded, weirded, watered-down version of the original masterpiece that is Toy Story. Although, to be fair, there is a lot of liberation, or what's the word I'm looking for? Creative liberties that you have to do when you're translating stories to theatrical adaptation. Take Shrek the Musical, for example. They put the original story, and there were some bits that were a bit odd, but overall it worked for a theatrical sense. It still had the same story, and arguably a little bit more.
I think Shrek the Musical added levels that were present in the original Shrek, but maybe not as vividly, where like Shrek is singing a song about being somebody else and like building these walls that protect him from connection.
Yeah, he was singing Donald Trump's national anthem there.
I'm gonna build a wall!
Yeah, a little bit. I would say that Shrek is infinitely better than Donald Trump. But he definitely wanted to build a wall, so there is a correlation. I lost my train of thought.
So I guess I can give. Oh yeah, Teresa's put a gif of Fiona from Shrek the Musical. So I'll give the people behind this some credit with what they've been able to achieve on a theatrical sense. But on the other hand, does this really add anything to the original story?
Songs. There wasn't any where I was like, this song is shit. I like all the songs, so I don't want to say it's bad, but I do have to admit, if someone was like, which would you rather see?
Clearly the film.
Or, I mean, yeah, that too. But which would you rather see, Toy Story the Musical or Pirates of the Caribbean the Musical? I know what I'm picking. I want to see the weird-ass shit that could come from Jack Sparrow singing. Yeah.
The internet has already done that sort of thing, but yes.
Look, I hate to say it because it is so weird and unique, but we have a category for stuff like this, and it's called Disney Just. It really is just another telling of Toy Story, and while it does do some cool new stuff, it doesn't really make the story better. In fact, I still think the original Toy Story is better, so...
Yeah,
so
I suppose several things. Charisse has just said, based on what you guys told me, I like Toy Story, but it's not my favorite Pixar movie, but I appreciate the effort that people did to recreate the movie on the stage for a cruise ship. Yeah, so we can appreciate the effort, but I think if there's something that we've learned today is that if you're going to adapt a story to whether it be a book or theater or a movie, you gotta add layers to it. You gotta make creative liberties that make sense. You gotta really add to the story, get people invested in it. Yes.
I think since you brought up Shrek the Musical, I think one of the big things that like opened that adaptation into potentially being better than the movie, I like it better than the movie personally, is that it is like, we can talk about the songs all we want, we can talk about the characters all we want, but when it really comes down to brass tacks, the musical is longer. So there's more time for us to like become connected and like experience these characters, which using the songs is very like, God, they open these characters up in ways they just didn't in the movie, establishing that Fiona is struggling with her own like story and that she just wants to move past it and live And that Shrek also wants to live, but he doesn't really know what life is for him. Because he's this big monster that everyone hates. And Donkey just wants a friend, bro. And here, it's just the story of Toy Story with songs. Like, the songs didn't elevate it, and that's unfortunate. It did make it cooler in some places, but it didn't elevate it, and to be honest, like, guys, you're comparing it to Toy Story. It's a masterpiece.
Revolutionary. It completely transformed the film industry, and now almost every animated movie is trying to have the same impact as Toy Story. That's how big it was at the time.
Even Toy Story is trying to have the same impact as Toy Story. Toy Story 4 sucks. But yeah, Toy Story 3 is still my favorite.
Go check out our previous session with Ronald Smith.
I don't know, I had to rewatch 2, but I really like 3. I think, yeah, it's a Disney just. There's no way around it. It's just okay. I do think it's neat. I do like the songs, though. Like, I don't want to underestimate these songs. But there were other songs in the movie that filled similar purposes that, that were kind of better. Like, the best songs in the whole thing was the Alien song, which was just loved because it was so trippy and weird, and all of the Sid songs, which again were just because, oh my god, they were so extra.
And Charisse has just said bipolar. She's a bit bipolar. She made that statement in I Know It's Today. Read, yeah.
Yes, Fiona. Fiona calls herself bipolar.
Right.
I almost thought Charisse was talking about herself. It's not an insult to you, dear. I didn't understand the context for a minute. But yeah, that's... Do you have a ranking, Callum? Do you have somewhere to put it? Lower or higher?
I can't decide. I'm going to give it a just.
I mean, yeah, it really is something to behold. Like, I think if you... Like, I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but I definitely recommend you watch it.
We'll give you the link.
Weirdness. Yeah, there will be a link in the description to a filming of the... And this ain't a bootleg. This was clearly, like, filmed by a camera crew. So, don't feel guilty about watching it.
Make of that as you will.
What do you mean, make of that as you will? It's legit. It's not stolen. Make of that what you will means make of that what it is. Legal. You can legally do this. We're not getting you in trouble.
All right.
With that, we move on to Neil's merch corner. Dun, 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 dun. I haven't done this in a while. Callum, say something funny.
I'm giving up on you. I tried to come up with a joke for you. You could have laughed, didn't want you to. Ho, ho, ho.
Shut it! Alright, I got it. So, currently, you know how we brought up the aliens?
Yes.
And how weird and culty they are in this musical. Well, guess what, guys? The aliens are on the loose. There is a brand new Funko Pop line, specifically of the aliens, in costumes of other PIXAR characters.
Really?
Random Monsters Inc., Wall-E, Tow Mater. You can get these aliens after they've killed your favorite fictional characters and are wearing their skin. The aliens. The Claw. The Claw. Have them on your shelf. Admire them. Worship them. And it's my merch corner today.
Buy the idols.
By the idols of the claw religion. Let us move on to the final question. So, Caleb, I think we can both agree Pirates of the Caribbean, the musical, would have been a weird idea. Toy Story, the musical, is also a weird idea. What Disney property needs a weird musical?
Let me think. Charisse trying to come up with something. Let me think.
At least you can answer this too. While you wait, I'll just think of songs that could have been in Pirates of the Caribbean, the musical. Do you believe in ghost stories, Miss Swan? Do you believe in ghost stories? 'Cause you're in one.
I'm getting some jazzy vibes from this. I'm just imagining skeletons and ghosts playing saxophones now.
Yes. I wish it would have gotten made so badly. The Black Pearl. I need me ship. It's the Black Pearl.
Oh, I think Charisse has come up with a good one. She's suggested A Bug's Life.
That's a weird one. You did it. It's an interesting pick. I think Bug's Life would actually benefit from song numbers. Like stuff with Fleek. Is the main character's name Fleek or is it Flick? I forget.
I think it's Flick.
Well, you could close up on Flick and that he's trying to make life better for them. And then you could get this whole Journey song where he's going to get the warriors. And then he brings them back. Or could have a villain song. It could be cool.
Charisse has also suggested Inside Out. That would be amazing.
Cool. That one would be really cool.
You could get to see inside the mind. You could have these projections of all the memories. You could go to all these creative sets.
That could work. I think
A Broadway musical though, because that one actually has a lot of potential. If you're gonna do it on Broadway and do it right. Don't put it on a cruise ship. Do it awesomely.
Yes, that's another thing. You could come up with the best potential for Broadway musical, but this is a cruise ship version. It's got to work for cruise ship standards.
Hour long. The story's gonna be shorter. Got to make it work.
I was going to suggest Moana since it was set out in the sea, but no, I think Moana deserves more than a cruise ship.
I mean, I just opened soda. That was that noise. That was not the water from Moana splashing against my face. Certainly. See the bright in the sky and the sea, it calls me. No. I am not the perfect daughter.
You're a son.
Look, I hate to be that guy. You don't know me. I'm my own woman/man/thing. Thank you. I'm whatever I want to be. I'm like Gonzo from the Muppets. I'm a whatever.
You're shiny.
Watch me dazzle like a diamond in the rough. My stuff, it's so shiny. In terms of just being entertaining, a Moana cruise ship musical would probably be good.
It's out in the sea. It would be thematically appropriate.
Here's the thing. We gotta get weird with it. I could say Star Wars, I could say Avengers, but we gotta get weird with it.
Or how about Lilo and Stitch?
Well, that would be a good pick, but we gotta get weird with it. So I am picking every Disney Channel fan's favorite movie, Descendants 2.
Oh, that would work. That would definitely work.
What's my name? What's my name?
It's Uma.
Audience, do you remember what her name is?
Interactive segment. What was her name again?
It's Harry doing it. Hey, my little prince, do you remember her?
Just a random part after some other scene. Oh, audience, do you remember her name?
And it's a musical, so it has to have one new song. And it will be Harry's solo number. Where he Julians.
I am ready for that.
You know what? He just sings the song Fabulous from High School Musical 2. He wants Fabulous, only request. Bigger, better, and best. I need something inspiring to help me get along. I need a little fabulous. Is that so wrong?
Goodbye, shades of grey. Hello, skies of blue.
This won't do. That's a bar. Throw it
won't.
away. It's more. Then
won.
Gil son just comes out and goes like, fabulous food and fabulous cash. Fabulous parties, even smash.
Oh, this could definitely work.
Absolutely. That's the intro to Harry Hook. He just sings fabulous.
Even before Uma's song title.
It all ties back to Harry. No matter how far we go, we always come back to the ravishing duckling himself. It's the ravishing duckling all along.
Duckling.
He just looks in the mirror. Aren't you a ravishing duckling?
Down there on the wall. Who's the most ravishing little duckling of all?
I knew it was me. Do you have an answer, Cal, or are you just... it's too...
I have no words.
Well, with that, ladies and gents, I think that's the end of this fun little episode. We'll be back to do more stuff in the future. We can probably just upload this one.
Well, we've got to upload the Descendants stuff first if we're going to make the Harry Hook joke make sense. Or can we do this first, actually?
We can do this first. They'll see.
Okay.
They'll understand.
They'll see the glory of Harry Hook. The glory. The infinite, fabulous, buckling, enchanting.
Of James Isaac Hook. On an island off the coast of Oregon, take a look at the world. Everything, and then he chose to sing, calling all the girls his ravishing little duckling. Pirate Teenage Harry Hook. His name is Pirate Teenage Harry Hook. And he will take your gum and chew it for you. It's fucking weird. End it, cut it. Bye, everybody.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
Just you wait, Teenage Pirate Harry Hook.
Just you wait.